coming to this evening. First and foremost, I have to congratulate Bronagh and Gareth on their wedding day. And I hope many days ahead of you. As on a custom when I'm speaking. Public speaking. But is that the Gareth from? But anyway, no, it wasn't there. But there was one evening, and I don't usually go out to the town here. But there was one evening I arrived into Bronagh, and who was sitting there, only Bronagh? Gareth. Well, so I was wondering what, and everything was introduced. And I says, well, that's all right. But you know, you're from Ireland. Sorry, but you know, he's from Ireland. But his mother is from Argo, America. So that helps. Blood there. But really, no, I'm at the door. We couple. They socialise well. And all our friends is here, up from the went into Madras to my friends. And they were agreed as friends. So all I can say is, good luck to both of them. Right. Good luck. Good friends. Good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up, the father of the groom, Mr. Sam Swift.
You might notice a wee bit of something sticking on my chin here. It's to stop the bleeding. Ladies and gentlemen, about 6 months ago, for the first time in 40 years, I was able to stand up in front of an audience in the Glenavon House Hotel in Cookstown at Simon and Inessa's wedding and say, without fear of contradiction or interruption, today I can't say the same thing because that's why the blood's there. But anyway, how I'm going to follow him, I don't know. But he did touch on a wee thing. It's an absolute pleasure to be here today with Gareth and Bronagh. He did touch on something there about Loco and the boys and McGrath's, and when Gareth first went into McGrath's. Can I tell you, back in, I think it was 2011, Bronah's mum could maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but there was a party happened to be taking place in the Bank House Hotel in Scott Street that Mary and I were invited to. And on our way over, we decided we would go into this McGrath's pub in Irish Street. We weren't known in McGrath's pub in Irish Street at that time. And we walked in like two strangers, and there was a lady behind that bar. Her name was Eileen. And I could tell you, Eileen, you looked us up, you looked us down, you're the most courteous bar person I ever met. You were chomping at the bit to find out who we were. And I can tell you, may I say to you, thank you so much for the hospitality that was shown then to us, and to the friendship, and to Loco, the master, Ned, Eugene being Yogi as I would know, and to all of you McGraths, you are definitely now our great new circle of friends in Dungannon. Thank you very much indeed. I was just thinking earlier before we came over, Gareth, the day before I got married, or the day before I went off and leave to get married, my boss, my station officer in the fire station, came to me one day and he says, the day before actually, he says, Sam, a wee word, I hear you're getting married tomorrow. He says, I want you to enjoy today because it's probably one of the best days in your life. I says to him, but boss, I'm not getting married until tomorrow. He says, I know. Anyway, just one wee thing about your honeymoon too. I know you've planned your honeymoon very well. I wish you very well, have a great trip, but remember, Gareth, enjoy your honeymoon, because when you come back, you'll be working for a new boss. When I did say about the friendship and all that we have from McGrath's, I have a great bunch of friends from my own town of Armagh, and I thank you all very much for being here with us. Another special friendship that I have developed since in the last 6 months, although we had a very short meeting with him, is Father Ryan. Father Ryan, you're an absolute gentleman, and it was a pleasure to have met you and still to know you, and thank you very much for what you've done. I just want to say how much it is of a pleasure for Mary and I to how much of a pleasure it is for us to welcome Bronagh into our family.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up, the man of the moment, your groom, Mr. Gareth.
Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family. Thank you very much for being here. I'm going to attempt to say something. I hope I get it right. Wang Vito, is that right?
Portuguese.
Bem-vindo.
Wang Vito.
Yeah,
Portuguese for welcome to Carolina.
Thank you.
That was off the cuff, as I'm sure you can imagine. As I'm sure a lot of you know, not so much Bronagh's friends and family, but more workmates and people from McGrath's, that I'm quite a quiet person who doesn't like to say an awful lot. He's laughing, that's very, very true. I'm not going to say too much because there's a boy speaking after me, and I'm pretty sure he's going to bore you with a lot of lies. But I do want to start by thanking quite a few people, and I don't think there's anywhere better to start than a certain Mr. and Mrs. Mary and Eamon Morgan. Look, from day one, Mary and Eamon, they welcomed me into the Morgan household with open arms. That was amazing from day one. Eamon and myself, we kicked it off straight away, and we pretty much convinced the girls that our love for going to the pub was through horse racing. There's not a lie there, is there, Eamon?
No, that's true.
Very, very true. But our common passion was a guy called Arthur. And Arthur, myself and Eamon developed quite a relationship over the past 4.5 years. And I was sitting one day with Arthur that I asked Eamon if I could have Bronagh's hand in marriage. Arthur, I think, convinced Eamon to say yes. Eamon, I don't think there's any better way than thanking you for Bronagh's hand than to raise a glass of Arthur and just say thank you very much for that honour. That's Arthur Guinness for everyone who can't ask Guinness and anyone else who's not familiar with it. Right, I'm lost already. Mary, what do I say about Mary?
There's something about Mary.
There's not too many women out there in the world who nearly every other week, if not more often, deliver award-winning, it has to be said, award-winning soda and treacle bread to your front door free of charge. This is when you're trying to lose weight for a wedding and you're training maybe 2 or 3 days a week and you get a delivery of soda bread, treacle bread, amongst other things like Guatemala and tiramisu. Guatemala being known as guacamole. Tiramisu. Mary, I can't thank you enough. Honestly, you welcomed me from day one into your house with open arms, as I've said. And as Dad has already mentioned, there's not too many families welcoming our man into their home so complimentary. That's the right way. Thank you. Honestly, thank you very much, both of you. To my own mum and dad, on my right here, not a word in the world will describe just how brilliant they have been. Not just for me, but for this boy on my right who's going to talk very conservatively about me later on. From day one, unbelievable parents. Dad, you've always been a rock, not only for me, but for the whole family. And over the years, you've been a great dad, and honestly, an even better friend. /credit. Thank you for the honor, and thank you for being a good dad.
Hello.
Mom, here we go. What do you say about your mom? The one and only. There's not a word in the world. There's a few. Washing, ironing, lunches, dinners, tantrums, and taxis. You know about it, don't you? Honestly, you've sacrificed so much for Dad over the years that I really just said your brother's taking note, you know. Honestly, man, if there's ever been anything I've ever needed, Simon, I think will agree with me, we've ever needed, you've never ever once complained. You've given away so much for us, and honestly, I just hope you'll both be proud and we love you. To the bridesmaids, these stunning-looking girls on my left, one has disappeared. She's very afraid of what I'm going to say. Girls. What was I going to say? I was aiming at Emma first, but she got away. No, listen, these have been absolute gems over the past few years and months. Again, like the rest of the Morgan, the whole Morgan household, everyone sitting down there and whoever else, welcomes me with open arms. He's been an absolute rock for Bronagh. Hiya, Emma. He's been a rock. I know Bronagh and I appreciate all the support you have given to both of us over the past few months and years or whatever planning. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Another little Morgan girl who I thought did a stunning job today. She led the way down the aisle. She's no interest. She's more interested in torturing Tom and Michael at the minute. To Anya. Anya. Thank you very much for walking down the aisle so well today. And goodbye. Right. To Lucas. Where's Lucas? You're going to put down the iPad and listen to him? Knowledge, yeah.
Listen to Gareth.
Listen, Lucas, thank you. You kept your mate, you kept myself and your dad sober last night. For that, job well done. Cheers, Philip. I'm sure you've noticed, I was going to say the handsome men on my right hand side, you be the judge. There's two guys on the far side of Simon that have been a massive help and a massive support to me, particularly last night and this morning when not only this hand was shaking but my knees, everything else. I didn't know what to do, didn't know where to look. They've been brilliant. They've come up with ideas. They've helped myself and Bronagh out, and guys, what do I say other than thank you? Because they've been there. It's been brilliant. Thank you. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank Father Ryan McAleer once again. Father, your continuous guidance past months of planning and what have you, your administration, everything you had to do with our wedding has been A1. Not once did we feel panicked about our service, and honestly it was all down to you. It has been a pleasure to have you as our father for our wedding ceremony, and I'd like to thank you. Thank you. A few people there that deserve a very, very special note of thanks are, there's a girl I know, she's part of the family, a girl called Suzanne Bell. She was Suzanne Swift. She's sitting, funny enough, right beside the cake was. Suzanne's a cousin of mine. We're the same age, we grew up together, we had summer holidays, we went to Bangor, Suzanne came to Armagh. Suzanne from day one offered to do our cake. I thought, Swift doing a cake? Swifts aren't foodies. I hope she's not like my dad. Thankfully, Suzanne, you proved me wrong. Your cake was brilliant. Thank you very, very much. Another lady in, I was going to say the audience, amongst our guests is Bridget Morris. Bridget, don't be shy. Bridget O'Neill! Don't need to me, I should, I'm not your wedding. Bridget, your help over the past number of weeks planning for our flowers, planning for Bronagh's hair. I know Bronagh's indebted to you individually for her hair and the effort you put into the flowers, but I'm also indebted to you too because it's been fantastic, and I think everything that you see here today, Bronagh's hair and the flowers, they're stunning. Thank you, Bridget. To Simon, I originally thought I was going to be speaking first, or sorry, second, and I was going to say, Simon, great speech. What a load of lies. I can promise you now, what you're about to hear is probably going to be a load of lies, honestly. But Simon, you've been a brother of mine now for 30 years, whether you like it or not. You really, really, truly have been a best friend. There never ever was any doubt as to who I was going to have standing here right beside me as my best man. Today, every day as a brother, he has always surpassed every expectation, both as a brother and a best man. The support, the advice, and all the things you've done throughout our days together. Thank you. There's a few more, just a few more, and that's yourselves. I can't, from the bottom of both our hearts, we can't thank all of you enough for your generous gifts. I know I'm getting there, Just me under the thing already. Listen, your generosity has been phenomenal. It's just been, what do I say? Thank you so much. Thank you. You've made our day. Thank you. There's one more person, I suppose, isn't there? And that's my beautiful, brand new, and amazing wife, Bronagh. This one will probably, honestly, it will have to stay short because I don't want my eyeliner to rub. I can only start though by saying a massive thank you to a little girl who's in the audience called Helen Woods. Donna and I met in August. What year? It's in Memorial, starting to say. In the Clough Theatre in Belfast. We were at my brother's spontaneous birthday party, and let's just say we were both worse for wear. Helen and Bronagh weren't planning to go out, let's just say that. They were in a fancy bar, jeans, coats, trainers. Weren't you? But Helen, Wade, she didn't have to twist me on. Twisted your arm, alright, that's alright. No, Helen, you were with me when the night we met, and for that, I'll always be indebted. So, thanks, Helen. As I said, Bronagh and me met in August 2010. There were so many great nights, concerts, blah blah blah, the usual lady stuff, and we'd soon develop a closer relationship, and we started sharing in our love of travelling. One thing led to another, and it led to a number of really great trips together. Anyone who knows us probably knows what they are. It wasn't long on those trips that we sort of knew that we had something special going on. An absolute rock in my life. She's been a support to me from day one. For advice, for a shoulder to cry on. She's been my maker, to be quite honest, with every one of you. The eyeliner here. For the past 4.5 years, she definitely, she's made me the man I am today, without saying anything else. But the man I am today, he's the luckiest man in the world. He's the one who stands here, the proudest man in the world. And he's the man who stands here who is just, honestly, he's married the best friend he's ever had. And I want you all to notice that that's probably the last time I'm ever going to be upper hand. Again, but honestly, before it does go, Bronagh and I really want to thank you once again for all your really generous gifts, for your presence here today. These have been fantastic, and I think on behalf of this whole top table, I just want to wish you a really fun, and as Father McAleer said, great crack. Happy New Year. All the best. Sorry, I'd also like to thank Bronagh for they've been brilliant to us, and food, everything, their service to us has been fantastic. There's a few gifts for them as well. Simon, suppose this, please check it out. Sam and Mary, this is just a couple of wee tokens of our thanks for all the help you have given us over the past few months and years. So, thanks, Mum and Dad. Bro's going to introduce the room. Eamon and Mary. Eamon and Mary, this again, a couple of wee thanks, please. Thank you very much. Thanks for doing it, guys. Brilliant. Thank you.
Don't even know how to follow all these people. Ladies and gentlemen, family, friends, I'd like to take this opportunity and welcome you all to Bronagh and Gareth's big day. For all of you who don't know me, I'm Gareth's brother, Simon. I'm sure it's self-explanatory to everyone in the room that I'm younger, fresher looking. The fact that so many of you have travelled such distances to be here with Bronagh and Gareth is a real tribute to them. They make a wonderful couple, and I'm delighted that things have gone so well for them. On a personal note, this has given me the opportunity to meet a few of Bronagh's relatives for the very first time, and despite what Gareth has been saying, I think you're all lovely people. Before carrying on with my speech, I think it should give a special mention to Bronagh. I'm sure everyone will agree that she's looking fantastic, but truly, really great. I better mention the beautiful bridesmaids as well, as I can feel your three sisters just staring at me right now. You all look stunning, ladies. Mummies too. However, lads, I think we have this one. Also, before I continue on, for all the drone people in the room, this is a 5-star establishment, so we'd ask you all to be in your best behaviour. You can get me later on, sorry. I spent the last week or so worrying about this speech, but the point of it only came to me yesterday, and that is that nobody else could possibly stand here today and feel more honoured and proud to represent Gareth on this, the most important day of his life. It's great to be involved in the happiest day of his life, as he was in mine back in July this year. I just want to remind Gareth though that before I got married, I was told that marriage was a 50-50 partnership. But I was also informed that anyone who believes that clearly knows nothing about women or fractions. To help the course of true love run so smoothly, Gareth, there's 3 very important words that you must say every single day. You're right, Bronagh. Having the acceptable best man, I'm pretty happy with the way things have gone today. From a best man's perspective, everything has gone smoothly. For starters, I got Gareth to the chapel on time and we both arrived sober. Alright, that's right, yeah. And the Irish shirt too, yeah, this morning, yeah. Now, I obviously have known Gareth all my life, and I'm supposed to use this opportunity to ridicule him and embarrass him. And there's plenty of things that I could tell you about his younger days. However, at the bride's request, I have been asked to focus solely on his positive attributes. You know, the ones that have been hammered into him since he met Bronagh. I myself first met Gareth 30 years ago, when I can only assume that my mum and dad were that disappointed that they decided to try again. Hence why they stuck with myself. As my brother and best man, there's nothing I wouldn't do for Gareth. Likewise, I know there's nothing Gareth wouldn't do for me. To be quite honest, we spend all of our time doing nothing for each other. Growing up together, I am glad to say that I was an angelic child. No trouble to anyone, but the same could not be said about Gareth. He showed no respect to his younger brother, and I became a victim of his latest behaviour. Like most brothers, we've always had our fair share of sibling rivalry. We always had to always try and beat each other up, always tried to get each other into trouble, and we certainly had our fair shares of up and downs. I remember back to the times when a petty argument would arise from nowhere. Gareth would call me names, and then I could throw a Gareth and end up running home to mommy crying. Now, I said earlier I wasn't going to embarrass Gareth, but I don't think it would be much of a speech unless I did it just a little bit. And I will keep it short. One day, obviously we were having one of our bickering matches, and Gareth strolls into the room with a weapon. A sword from his favourite cartoon as a child. I'm sure many of you maybe know it. Thundercats. As again I said, long story short, Gareth strolls into the room with the sword and it's on his Batman face. Maybe he thought this would intimidate me, however I still remember as a child chuckling to myself at this attempt of supreme authority. To have you all grasp and understand me on this, the only thing I can really do is share the moment with you. big screen you'd see Gareth with his Thundercat sword ready for battle. I think it was the shirt and the bow tie that threw off me, threw me off, and the matching socks. We were all down the back and see the matching socks, but trust me, we all matched. And the shoes. However, I feel that it's best I warn Gareth that it doesn't matter how many weapons he has, now that he's married, none of them will work. Especially in our man marrying into a throne family. You're on your own, son.
Wee sec, I'll get this thing off. Just aim it up.
To finish, Gareth's been the best brother anybody could have hoped for. Admittedly, he's my only brother, so it's the best I've ever done, but in my limited experience of brothers, I have to say he's pretty much as good as they come, and thank you. Now to the beautiful bride, Bronagh. Bronagh and I first met, as Gareth says, for my birthday down in Belfast a few years ago. It was some night's crack. I still remember the hangover I had the next morning and the way I woke up. Don't know why you're blushing, Gavin. I felt, though, when I first met Bronagh in the, what bar was it?
The cloth here.
Cloth here. That I had to speak to her, because Gareth was doing nothing but staring at her the whole time, so much he would creep me out. Bronagh, this will be short and sweet, as I can describe you in one word, and that is rock star. Your two friends to my right, Vanessa, myself, your two nephews, Lucas, Thomas, and I'm delighted that you have now entered our family, and I'm sure Vanessa will agree with me when I say we are delighted now to be able to call you our sister-in-law. So, welcome, Mrs. Bronagh Swift. I'll start closing this out now. Gareth, it was a great privilege being asked to be your best man. I hope I haven't let you down.
Yeah.
I know how much Bronagh means to you, and I know you'll always be there for her. Bronagh, once again, welcome. Gareth idolises you. Can't even read that right with that small. He will make a great husband, and I'm 100% confident that he'll make you extremely happy for many years to come. To the both of you, may your love be modern enough to survive the times and old-fashioned enough to last forever. Now it gives me immense pleasure, not to mention relief, to invite you all to stand before I hand over to anybody on the floor and open up the floor. I know there's a few people on the floor that want to speak. Steve Murray wants to say a few words for Christmas. Eamon, can I just say if you're planning on having a brownie night behind the Christmas decorations, please? Also, Mary. Also, Mrs. Morgan. Mary Morgan. I had treacle bread when I started the night and doesn't put a patch in yours. Hashtag make me a love. Right, to the toast. Best of luck to the two of you. I'm really absolutely delighted for you both. I hope you have a long and happy future. I can ask you now to please use your glasses to you, Mr. and Mrs. Swift. To Bronagh and Gareth. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bronagh has asked for the caretaker of Dungannon Leisure Centre, Mr. Keith Curry, to say a few words.
I find you
I would just like to thank you very much, first of all, for inviting up myself and Noreen to your wedding today. As you know, folks, I am one of Bronagh's managers. I must be our favourite one because I'm the only one here. But I've got a few wee presents here for you at the moment. I was sitting thinking in the chapel earlier on, Father McAleer said that there's two sides of the house. What I've actually got for you, I was thinking one side might actually use it more than the other. But I'm kind of thinking everybody will use them at some stage through their lives. Because as a manager, we start very, very early in the mornings at 6:45. Now, Bronagh has a very, very good sickness record. She doesn't phone in. She doesn't, if she is sick, she possibly will get Gareth, but there's a protocol that she actually has to phone in. So the wee present that I've got you today will stop the pitter-patter of little feet. Because she may cry, and I don't personally want to be phoning in about so many months' time to say, look, these wee blighters have been up running about the our house all night because I can't get any sleep. Alright? I've also done the privilege of actually getting her a family pack. Okay, so, but the folks, before you actually, your minds are down on the ground, I want you to bring them back up again, because I want Bronagh to open these just to let you know what they actually are.
I'm always here.
Open whichever one you want. I know you're here, and so is Father McAleer. he has used them too, I'm sure. Okay, folks, so before you get your minds down from the gutter, bring them back up because they're actually mouse traps. Okay, so little folks will be stopped hopefully for a little while, but not too long. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, your groomsmen will read a few cards here now.
Thank God there's anything I have to do. Okay, folks. We'll get through these as quick as I can. We actually, Bronagh actually got an email today, so then from a few people who couldn't come. Cormac and Nadia O'Hara from the Golf Club. So to the bride and groom, the only thing later than a bride at a wedding is an Ulster bus driver. May you both have a wonderful journey from Cormac, Nadia and family. God bless you. Unfortunately, I don't know everyone who's sent these, so I'll just read them out. So hopefully people will know. Many happy ever afters. Love, Jane. Wishing you all the best wishes and love. Jane, Ellie and Ben. To Gareth and Bronagh, hope you all have a great day and happy days ahead together in your new life. Lots of love to you both, Larry and Mary. And finally, the final thing I have to do. To Bronagh, Gareth from Margaret. Sorry I can't go. God bless Auntie Margaret. And there's two Martins, two groomsmen and two Martins, okay, for future reference. For tonight, I'm Marty, and this is Martin, okay? So I'll pass over to my fellow groomsman, Marty. You're beautiful.
Great hair. Hello, everyone alright? Thanks for introducing me there, Martin. It's Martina at the weekends, by the way. I'm just going to read a few wee cards here first, and there's a few wee bits and pieces to say before I can see a few people staring me out here because the bar's shutting me up so down for a drink. Every best wish you could wish for yourselves, for your future together. You have health, happiness and love all your lives. God bless Gordon and Dorothy. To Bronagh and Gareth, best wishes with all our love from Uncle Patrick, Jean and Sean. Hi Bronagh and Gareth, please accept our sincere apologies for not being able to join you on your big day. That does not mean we will not be thinking of you to see you at the old, see in the old year and see in 2015 with a big bang. Hope you both have a lovely day and wish you all the very best for your future together. Take care and enjoy the moment. From Bobby and Marion. And last but not least, this is like War and Peace, this one. Unfortunately, we were unable to share your wedding day. As I had explained, depending whether I could get time off or not. I have had to work because all the busmen in Armagh managed to get the time off first. due to already having your own house, we wish you a fabulous day, a long and happy, healthy future together, Harold and Angela. That's Bruno's godfather. Who is an Ulster bus driver and has had to work because all the Armagh bus drivers have taken the day off. Just a few wee things from me before we move on. Firstly, Simon had a nice wee dig at Tyrone there, so I just want to commiserate with Suzanne because having to go on your holidays to Armagh every year must have been amazing. I have known Gareth now for 4.5 years and I have to say he's an absolute credit to his mother and father. He's been raised as a gentleman and he is a gentleman, and that is a credit to Sam and Mary, and I'd like you to raise a toast to Sam and Mary. And of course, I can't forget my own mother and father who have raised 5 of us. As Gareth said earlier, words just don't say enough for how much you have done for us and sacrificed for us. And I think this is a good opportunity to thank both of you from the bottom of our hearts for everything you've done for us. Damon and Mary. Simon has just asked me to remind the Tyrone folk over here that it is a 5-star establishment because they're spilling their drink everywhere. It's Maiden actually. Gareth, as you know, I would just like to welcome you to the Morgan family on behalf of Tom, Susanna, Michael, Anna, Patricia, Stephen and myself and Paula, and welcome you as a brother. It's a real honour for me to do that, and you know, it's taken so long, but now I have more brothers and sisters. Obviously now, today is a really big day when your life has changed forever. So just to remind you of that, I bought you a wee present. For good, you'll be wearing that from now on. One final thing before I go, I don't know if everybody's aware, but Bronagh and Gareth are heading off on Friday for a 28-day trip around Africa, South Africa, etc., etc. And we just want to wish them the best on their way. We've had a chat, and my mother in particular, you know, obviously Africa being a dangerous place, we've decided to buy Bronagh and Gareth a few wee bits and pieces for them to take on their way. So, if I could ask Bronagh and Gareth just to take these wee presents and just open them. If you just lift them up, just hopefully this will help you in your way. Obviously it's a dangerous place, and my mother did say these were specifically for Africa, but I think they're pyjamas for tonight. Listen everybody, thank you all for coming. Have a wonderful night. Enjoy yourselves.